Here's Johnny.
This group is getting a half-hour head start on Cinco de Mayo. You're in a good mood. Thanks for coming tonight. We got a nice... Hello, Tom. Where's Doc tonight?
Doc is in Chicago.
What's he doing in Chicago?
He's playing with the Chicago Symphony, which is not chopped liver.
No. Did they ask him, or is he just showing up and playing with them?
Well, he actually wanted to play with chopped liver, but they wouldn't let him.
What's the temperature outside? Was it rough out on line?
Yes.
I apologize. I'm sorry, but because of the drought we're having, we could not send out our usual batch of margaritas. We don't send it out. Now, remember, Ed goes a little overboard. I made jokes about Ed occasionally has a little shot of something.
Yeah.
But remember last year at Cinco de Mayo?
Yep.
Went overboard. We found him the next morning at the Hollywood Wax Museum at the feet of the statue of Canteen Floss. Now, let me explain something. I don't know those of you who saw the show last night. We had a young man booked by the name of David Coda and his trained parakeet, Axel.
Right.
Well, as I explained last night, they were staying at a hotel in town, and David's roommate was sleeping, and apparently the bird got loose, Axel got loose, and his friend rolled over, crushed him, killed him. Now, incredible as it may sound, what do you think the odds would be of that thing happening to us 2 nights in a row?
Oh.
Yes. Tonight we were supposed to have Roseanne Barr's husband as a guest. Okay, now. Anyway, the demise of Axel, the lovely trained parakeet, has made all the news. It was on KNBC News. I understand it's going to be on. It was on the Associated Press. Isn't that funny how something like that gets people's attention? But later in the show, tonight, we are going to show you the actual audition tape of the parakeet that has gone to that great perch in the sky. I'll show you the videotape that David made at home of the bird, okay? How many of you saw Donald Trump last night on Primetime Live? Well, that's got to make ABC real happy. He went on with Sam Donaldson. Donaldson was kind of rough, and Trump denied he was in financial trouble. He said Forbes magazine was out to get him because Forbes magazine said about a week ago that Donald Trump was not a billionaire, but was only worth $500 million. Now, I'm going to pause for a moment so you can get out your hankies. But Trump is one smart cookie. He announced the money he lost was Ivana's half. So, who knows? How many of you are on diets and really health conscious now with all the oat bran and all that stuff going around? I never thought I would see the day. NBC's commissary is getting more health conscious. Did you see the Chicken a la King special today?
No.
On the menu, it says a little sign that says salmonella will be removed upon request. Nice little touch. Well, those of you who want something really interesting to do could go down to the Midnight Mission in Los Angeles. Now, since Zsa Zsa started working there, it's really strange. When you call the mission now, she gets on the phone and says, "I'm sorry, darling, we can only seat you at 6:30 and 9:30. She doesn't understand. Did you read she lost a commercial?
Yeah.
Zsa Zsa was doing a commercial for, was it Dreyer's?
Dryers.
Dreyer's Ice Cream Company. They fired her because they got about 300 complaints. So she lost that commercial. Personally, I think Zsa Zsa was the perfect spokesman for ice cream. I mean, she has rich taste, she acts bananas, and she fudges her age. You can't do better than that. No, she's not. See, she's not getting the big commercial endorsements now. She just missed being the guest jeans girl by that much. Well, anyway, we have an interesting summer to look forward to here in California. There's a water shortage, as you know. Yeah. Very serious. In Santa Barbara, California, you get fined something like 3,000% if you use more than you were allotted. So everybody in California is supposed... Are you going to help out, Tom? What are you going to do to help the water shortage? Anything in particular?
I'm cutting down right now.
As you're standing there.
As I'm
good.
standing
Well, that's good. Ed is already cutting down the water shortage. Last night at Spago's, he put a brick in his chaser. That was a nice thing to do. But everybody should do their part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody is trying hard. You know what they did? They turned off the sprinklers at Dodger Stadium, and they're asking the players to spit more. That's what they're doing. Well, that's right, friends. Now, there was a bizarre thing on the news, on television news, and in the paper today. Interesting case. Some lady who started a church with her husband, and apparently one of the requirements for some of the church members was to have sex with her. Did you see this?
Yeah.
As part of their church. And she was hit with some bad news today. First of all, the government said that they ruled that it is not a church. And then Jim Bakker sued for copyright infringement. Interesting story, another interesting story. The world's largest pearl, you see this on the news, is for sale. It's about the size of a football, 14 pounds. They say it's worth $42 million. You ever heard of a 14-pound pearl? It was removed, I understand, from a very relieved clam. Boy, that's got to be a real itch, huh? And even that was tainted with scandal. Today, the clam tested positive for steroids. I don't know what's going on in that world. Anyway. All right, anyway, you're in a good mood. We got a good show for you tonight. We have Judge Reinhold is with us. Fine actor. We have two. And on the comedy vein, a young man making his first appearance on The Tonight Show is very funny. Rondell Sheridan is here. And a very amusing young lady, comedian Rita Rudner, is with us. So stay where you are. We'll be Is this a good Friday night crowd?
Great crowd.
All right. Tonight, as I mentioned, we have Judge Reinhold, Rondell Sheridan, Rita Rudner, and at the end of our show tonight, we're actually going to show you the audition tape that David Coda sent us of Axel, the performing parakeet.
I guess that was his last performance, wasn't it?
Well, I don't know. His would have been here.
Yeah.
His last performance actually was in the hotel room.
Oh, what?
And when he said, "Get off me." No. Anyway, later in the show, we will show you that tape, Axel the parakeet, dead at 1. He only lived from 1989 to 1990, right?
That's right.
That's such a short life.
Yeah.
Okay. How many of you are familiar with the thing called the National Debt Billboard in New York City? Right, all right. A gentleman named Seymour Durst got so concerned about the debt that he apparently made a giant billboard counter. And we're going to show you some tape of this, and then I'll tell you what it's all about. Watch the monitor.
Seymour Durst is so eager to alert his fellow citizens to the problem of national debt that he set up this 10 by 25-foot electric alarm clock right in the heart of New York City, in a spot where everyone passing by on 6th Avenue and 42nd Street can get the hard facts at a glance. Durst unveiled his debt clock at a news conference on George Washington's birthday. One key part of the message, a line where you can find your family's share of the debt this very minute.
Now, does that boggle your mind?
Boy.
Those numbers are the actual debt that's going. When they shot that footage of the national debt, we found out it was $2.7 trillion. And it's rising by $8,000 a second. Today it's over $3 trillion. Now, incidentally, Adam, just coincidentally, there's a similar, not the national debt billboard, on Sunset Boulevard here in Los Angeles.
Really?
We have a camera out there, and we're going to show you. It's actually it's the songs written by Steve Allen, Counting Billboard. And it is just incredible.
Coincidence.
It would have even been quicker, but Steve's piano apparently is in the shop for repairs. But now there's another billboard in Washington showing the United States population. Last month it passed the 250 million mark. Now, if you take the 250 million and you divide the number of people in the national debt, you come up with $12,000 per American. They said $42,000 a family, and I guess when they narrowed it down, figuring out the size of the average family, $12,000. So everybody in this audience tonight owes the government, to cover the national debt, $12,000.
Wow.
Now, most people don't mind paying taxes, right? I think what it is, if it's going for worthwhile things, okay, but who knows? Well, we do, folks. That money doesn't go into just one gigantic pool. Your specific $12,000 is earmarked for a specific purpose. So what we did tonight, we passed out some cards to the audience. We got some names. We faxed them back to Washington.
It's amazing what you can do, isn't it?
Fax machines, of course it is. And while you were sitting here waiting for the show to start, they sent us back the information to show you exactly what's your $12,000. Okay. Of course. You buy the premise, you buy the bit. Todd Lunt from Dayton, Utah. Todd, where are you? Todd? He's raising his hand. Okay, Todd obviously is hiding out. Todd, we found out your contribution to the debt went to a special USO program that brings much-needed companionship to lonely servicemen. It's called Lucille's on Wheels. Phyllis Tuntlin from Sun City. Where are you, Phyllis?
Right here.
Just yell out.
Right here.
Hi, Phyllis, how are you? Your $12,000 was spent by the Food and Drug Administration to build a memorial outside McDonald's headquarters called the Tomb of the Unknown Ingredient. That's right. It's amazing how we got this stuff back so fast. Jim Newton from Quail Hollow, Ohio. Hi, Jim.
Right here.
Don't you love the name Quail Hollow,
Quail
Ohio?
Hollow.
Okay, remember when the National Zoo couldn't get the giant pandas to mate?
Yeah.
But the male panda finally got into the mood? Well, thanks to you, Jim. No, your $12,000 went to print a dozen issues of this magazine, Pand House. Okay, Irene Kent from Mount Clemens, Michigan. Irene, you'll be happy to know that your $12,000 went to the Smithsonian, where they spent it dry cleaning Custer's last pants. Robert Wheeler from Gulf Breeze, Florida. Well, from Quail Hollow to Gulf Breeze. Well, as you know, Robert, military items are extremely expensive. Your $12,000 went for this, which is 10 rolls of Combat Charmin. You want to be well camouflaged when you're doing something like that.
That's right.
Very embarrassing. Boom! Christy, is it Vaden or Vadin?
Vadon.
Vadon. Okay, Christy. From Glen Rock, New Jersey. New Jerseyans speak up, don't they? Okay, the New Jersey Department of Roads and Potholes took your $12,000 and dug 12 new potholes in New Jersey. Okay. Steve Samples of Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
Steve, your $12,000 was spent by the post office to design a stamp that's not even been issued yet. It's the Highway Carcass Commemorative. Shirley Fincher from Rome, Georgia. Hi, Shirley, how are you? Your 12th thou was spent by the Department of Agriculture to give straw breast implants to 300 sexually confused scarecrows. Hey, you're entitled. You're entitled. Tom Ferguson of Brookline, Mass. Yeah. Tom, your $12,000 went to HUD. Didn't buy anything, it just went to HUD. Okay. Cynthia Richards, Roanoke, Virginia. Your $12,000 was spent by the Agriculture Department again to develop something. This is very important. To help keep cows warm in extremely cold weather. And what these are thermal adhesives. Those are called thermal udder jammies. Susan Donahue from Parrish, New York. Your money went to create a crack military team trained to repel a possible invasion of San Francisco called the Chartreuse Berets. Bonnie Ward, Fort Collins, Colorado. Hiya, Bonnie. Your $12,000 was spent by the National Institute of Health to fly 400 impotent men to Yellowstone Park to camp beside Old Faithful. Who knew? Kevin Mills from Memphis, Tennessee. Okay, well, the EPA gave your $12,000 to the elephant breeders of Uganda to develop these. What they are enormous post-breeding cigarettes. After they breed, you see. And Mrs. Mills, I also spent $12,000 of your money for a giant ashtray. Okay. Sometimes you have to play many roles here. Okay, Brenda Ferris from Kansas City. You want to move that a little bit? That's getting in the way, I think. Your money went to the Federal Witness Relocation Program. Federal Witness Relocation Program, Brenda. Thanks to you, the man once known in New Jersey as Frankie the Groundhog is now living a new life as Craig Smith, our overhead lighting man. Big props. When in doubt, go with big props. We're going to be back with Judge Reinhold, Rondell Sheridan, and Rita Rudner. Stay where you are. All right, before before we bring out Judge Reinhold, you folks who live out in Mount Vernon, Iowa, tomorrow, two of the guys from our band are going to be out there, appearing in concert Sunday, May 6th at Cornell College. They're Ross Tompkins, our piano player, and Mr. Eddie Shaughnessy, our drummer. Yeah. You guys will be out there tomorrow. Okay. You all know Judge Reinhold. He's a very talented actor from Beverly Hills Cop, Ruthless People. He's starring in a new movie called Daddy's Dying, Who's Got the Will? Which opened today. Would you welcome Judge Reinhold? Good to see you. You haven't been around here haunting the building for a while.
No, I've been out of work. I finally got something.
You never say that in show business. We're at liberty. We're between engagements. I'm looking at a lot of things.
Yeah.
And you just, be honest, you're out of work, huh?
Well, no. Luckily, that's not true. If it was true, I would have never said it.
Yeah. This is different, is it not? The mustache.
Yeah. It's part of my my choice to change my career as from a child actor to a more mature.
And they're supposed to give you a little more mature.
Well, there's all this smoldering sexuality that's dying to come out. I'm tired of being a child actor, so.
Has it worked for you at all?
People laugh.
Yeah, but smoldering sexuality has not surfaced yet?
No, it's there, though.
You know, my mother, I thought of my mother when I see a mustache. My mother never trusted people who had mustaches. I don't know whether it's old-fashioned. How many of you remember Thomas Dewey, who ran for the president one time, years ago? Had a little pencil-thin mustache, and a lot of people think that might have done him in. I don't know why.
I'm trying to imagine you with a mustache right now.
I tried to grow one when I was in the service. I wanted to look older, and it came out reddish, and it looked like I was eating a herring or something. It just...
I imagine kind of an Emperor Hirohito look.
Something like that. Does this make you more of the, in other words, if you play something like the leading man, lady killer image or something?
Well, yeah, I produced a film recently that I get to smolder. I had to produce it myself because nobody was anxious to see me smolder. So anyway, we had some kind of torrid love scenes, and it was my first semi-nude experience.
Now, what is semi-nude for a man?
Semi-nude means...
I'm serious, I don't know. What is the terminology? Is it from...
You show your butt.
You just show the buns?
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
I guess that would be semi-nude.
Well, they didn't really expect me to do it, and I honestly felt that if it was expected of her, then I should do it too.
Yes. As long as it's an integral part, yes. As long as it's an integral part of the storyline, I assume.
It's not gratuitous.
No.
Then I have a deal with the cameraman not to shoot now.
Yeah.
But the problem was that as a producer, we had an actress who was really terrific, but it was her first nudity, and she was very, very uncomfortable.
I can see that.
I had to assume my responsibility as a producer to try to get her to be comfortable as quickly as possible.
Of course.
So I just stripped down.
Rotten job, yeah.
I stripped down buckets naked and started strutting around the set like Peter Pan, pretending that I was having the time of my life to try to make her more comfortable, and I was saying, "Oh, this is so liberating. This is..." And I was dying.
If I were you, I wouldn't strut around like Peter Pan naked too much in this town. I know the intentions.
Yeah.
The intentions were good, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to come back and talk some more. We've got to do a commercial. We'll be right back. Here we go. Okay, we're back with Judge Reinhold. I know you've been working hard the past year. Somebody said you took a break? Vacation? What'd you do?
I just got back from real recuperation from all those nude scenes.
Yeah.
Things. I did something I never did before. I had a mud bath. I went out to Desert Hot Springs near Palm Springs, and
What's that supposed to do?
It's supposed to pull all the smog and all the toxins out of you.
Yeah. Mud. That's supposed to take out all the...
You pay them.
Yeah. You pay them to put mud in you.
You keep imagining Robin Leach at any moment you're sitting there to come out and say, "Unbelievable but true. This complete moron is spending a whopping $65 to sit in a pile of mud."
Lifestyles of the rich and stupid. Well, how did you feel after you did that? Did it rejuvenate?
I actually felt great after the humiliation.
Once you get used to it, I suppose, huh?
I really did. I felt cleaner, and
Yeah, I guess it works. So you've been back a long time, just a day or so?
Yeah, I just got back.
Yeah. I know you get on the Ventura Freeway and you want to go back on the mud bath.
Oh, yeah. What happens is you become too relaxed for your life.
Yeah.
And then you got to, get back into it. And
Yeah. Now your life has changed a little bit. I guess it's hard to say you are single again?
Yeah.
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 Things
happen.
Sad state of affairs.
Yeah.
I'm not at liberty to discuss it at
Well,
this
I
time.
certainly want to get into it.
Yeah.
Have you... you go ahead. Have you been out now? How long the relationship did you have?
Well, we were married for 2 years.
Uh-huh. Now you're back in the dating scene? Is that
Yeah.
difficult to do?
That and oral surgery.
Are two things you did not look forward to.
No, I'm seeing...
You want a couple of good tips? Somebody
Yeah.
told me once, the guys normally don't think of. You're single. You want to meet somebody, go to a supermarket. You go to a supermarket and you see some really nice-looking young girl, and you walk up and you say, gee, you know, I've just recently separated and I really have never been shopping before. And you ask questions. Somebody said it's really great because women want to help guys, right? They don't know. Say, gee, are these red beans, are these green beans any good? And you get into the conversation.
I keep asking where the toast is.
That's good, the toast. That's right. Yeah, it's really good. Or do you think $8 is too much to pay for a dozen eggs? You see, they want to be helpful. So you can try that move.
Well, that's going to make shopping hell for me now.
Yeah, but think about it. Another good thing is rent a dog if you don't have a dog. Go rent a dog and take it to the beach. Now you let the puppy loose, and it runs over to a group of... Women love that. You say, gee, I'm sorry, but was my dog bothering you? See, it's a good opener.
Yeah.
You take these for what they're worth.
No,
They've done me a world of good.
So I've heard.
Yes. But it's... Do you go out now on what they call dates? That's a strange sounding word, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I try not to think of the word date. And,
Yeah.
You know, I had an unfortunate experience recently. I took a model out, and unfortunately...
Actress/model?
Model actress.
Oh, I see. Excuse me.
A model actress. I said, is that anything like a model prisoner? She said, no, I'm a model and an actress.
So what happened?
Well, the problem was I think that she thought she was still at work because the whole evening she was modeling for me.
Oh.
She was going...
Tossing the hair and
Yeah.
posing?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
well-
wanted to say, stop it.
Yeah. Well, better things will happen. Look, we're going to talk about
They
the
have,
movie.
they have.
Daddy's Dying and Where's the Will? Is that what this called?
Daddy's Dying, Who's Got the Will? Yeah. Yeah.
It's a weird title.
Yeah, it's weird. It's not... You wouldn't expect comedy to come from the premise.
Yes,
It's
you
re-
would, actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah. I think that's a good... Absolutely.
Okay, you want me to...
Oh, well, we got a little film clip here. Does this need a little introduction? Or?
Well, it's about it concerns a Texas family that's been estranged for years, and they're forced back together on the eve of their father's apparent demise.
Yes.
And they're forced back together, and I think what this clip is I'm a boyfriend of the black sheep of the family, and we're meeting. It's our introduction to the family.
Okay, watch the monitor. Daddy's Dying, Who's Got the Will?
You're not gonna believe this. It's Evelita.
We'll spit in the fire and call the dogs.
Hey, Evelita. Why, looky here, everybody. It's Evelita.
And Harmony. This is my new fiance. Harmony Grabowski.
Shirley?
Lurleen.
Evelita. You look real good.
Harmony, I'm Lurleen. I'm Evelina's older sister.
Nice to meet you, Lurleen.
Oh, Mama Wheelis. Mama Wheelis.
Hello, Evelita. How's one of my grandchildren?
Couldn't be better, Mama Wheelis. Mama Wheelis, I'd like you to meet my new fiance. This here is Harmony. Harmony Grabowski.
I still ain't deaf, Evelita. Howdy, hippie.
Howdy.
Funny clip. Good clip. That looks genuinely funny.
Oh, it is.
I hope it's
Thank
a big
God
smash
it
for you. I
is.
hope it's a big smash for
Genuinely
you. Daddy's Dying, Who's Got the Will? We'll be back with Rondell Sheridan. Stay where you are. Just before we bring out Rondell, we're going to cut back to our boulevard on Sunset and the billboard and see how things are doing there. So, my God, it's up to 5,001. That's absolutely incredible. Okay, now, folks. I'm glad you're all here tonight in a good Friday night audience because this young man is making his very first appearance on the show. He lives in New York, although he originally comes from Chicago. He works out at the Improv in the Comedy Cellar in New York, and he's going to be at the San Diego Improv the 8th of May through the 13th. And he's on a Showtime special that airs May 19th called Comedy on Campus. Would you welcome Rondell Sheridan?
Thank you. Let me just start off by saying I'm in love. I want you to know that right now, and don't want your pity. No, thank you. I enjoy being in love. I think being in love is great. I think the only drawback about being in love, it seems that women want men to say I love you at the most inopportune time. Guys, you know what I'm talking about. You're with the guys doing guy things. Out of nowhere, the woman you're in love with is standing there going, Bill! 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 Love you! And you're trying to ignore her, but you can't because your idiot beer buddies are standing there going, Bill! Love you! You little buttonhead, you! Now, she's mad at you because your friends are making fun of her. Bill! I said I love you! Answer me! So you answer the woman you love. What? I don't think you get to know anybody. I don't think you really get to know somebody till you sleep with them. And I'm not talking about sex. I'm talking about being unconscious in a bed with someone. I know right now all the married couples are going, that's the same thing, isn't it? Women love that joke. Men just get real quiet. Since I've gotten older, I start to look at relationships a little differently. I'm very envious of people who have somebody who loves them for them. Not for how much money you have or what kind of job you have, but for somebody who loves you for you. Because the way I look at it, once somebody loves you for you, physically at that point, you can pretty much let yourself go, can't you? You can just sit in a bathtub and eat Oreo cookies for the rest of your life. I'm 31 years old. I'm not afraid of getting old. I'm not afraid of getting fat. I tell you what I am afraid of. I'm afraid of turning into a troll. I'll explain this to you. Have you ever seen pictures of your father when he was 18, 19 years old? Your dad was a good-looking guy. Tall, head full of hair, muscles. But then something happened to our dads. You woke up one morning and realize our fathers spend the majority of their day in their underwear, scratching themselves, making noises like, ah. Our dads are trolls, man. Your dad is Yoda with a Buddha belly, okay? Our dads walk around the house scratching themselves. The dog is looking at our dad going, how come he gets to sleep in the house? That's why the dog follows your dad around. The dog is going, he's doing it again. You hit me when I did that. I have great memories of my dad. When I was a kid, my dad used to barbecue, and it was my job to be the barbecue assistant. My job to get whatever tools my dad needed, and as a reward, my dad would give me meat right from the grill. Hot, sizzling meat. Right from the grill. My dad would be there barbecuing. You want some meat? Yeah, Dad, I want some hot dogs. Some hot dogs. You want some hot dogs? Yeah, some hot dogs. My dad would cut some hot dog off, put it in my mouth. He'd stand there, so how's it taste? I ain't got no lips. You're a troll, Dad. My dad had a wicked sense of humor. He used to teach me this game called Let's See Who Can Hit the Softest. You ever play this game? People who don't know the game, the object of the game is to hit the other person softer than they hit you. People who know this game know you can only be taught it one time. My dad would go, you go first. So I tapped my dad really, really soft. Your turn, Dad. My father walked up to me and go, wham! You win! Knucklehead. So I go show the game to my mom. Ma, 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 ma. Remember when you were a kid, you could say ma a million times? And your mother would be right here, man. Ma, ma, ma. Maybe she don't hear me. I'll say it on the other side. Ma, 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 ma. Boy, is she dumb. She don't know her name is Ma. And all mothers have the internal Ma device. They just flick a switch. All they see is... After half an hour of this, the proper response by any mother is, What? And then you forget. Ma. I love to see kids at the mall when they call their moms like they're hypnotizing them. You ever see that? Ma, you are under my power. I want chocolate milk and cookies now. Ma, I learned. How come kids do that and they never look at their hand? You never see a kid go, Ma. I'd be standing there, right? Ma, I learned a new game. I learned. Let's see who can hit the softest. You go first, okay? My mother walked up to me and went, wham! You an idiot! I showed your father that game.
Okay, my next guest has been with us before. She is Rita Rudner is with us. She's a very talented lady. Rita won this year's American Comedy Award for Best Female Comedian, and she's going to be performing on Comic Relief May 12th on HBO and doing her own HBO special in San Francisco the 8th of June. Would you welcome Rita Rudner? Rita. Nice tonight.
Thank you. You like this? My husband. Oh, get down. Get down. Got a life of its own here.
Yeah.
My husband picked this out. He picks out my dresses for the show because I have a tendency to dress like a nun.
Yes.
And
well.
he likes the sexier dresses. In fact, you know, he made me try on a leather dress.
Yeah.
And I did it because I love him, you know. But I was standing there in this leather dress, and it wasn't until then that I realized how uncomfortable cows must be.
Leather doesn't breathe too much.
No, that moo is really a cry for help.
I didn't know that. Well, you're looking nice anyway.
Well,
Somebody told you moved recently?
I did.
Traumatic experience.
It's hell. Well, we didn't really want to move, but
Yeah.
we were living within our means, and people were starting to talk. So, you have, especially in California, you know, your wealth is based here on how much money you owe. So we're millionaires now.
Yes.
And we're very excited about that, but we made terrible mistakes that I don't want anyone else to make when they move. First of all, we hired the vegetarian moving company.
The vegetarian moving?
Yes, they were too weak to lift anything. And then we moved in. We really thought that the date they said was going to be the date everything was going to be ready. Ha. We moved. I got in there. Nothing was done. And I didn't know, but workmen have real attitudes. And I had to deal with them. And the painter came in, and I thought I was being very nice. You know, I said, we have some holes here. Could you fill these in, please, before you start? And he looked at me and said, lady, I don't spackle. That's what he said. He said, I don't sand, and I don't tape. I just paint. So then the exterminator came in. I said, kill the painter.
Good thinking.
And things go on in a house you never know. I mean,
Yeah.
we had mice, we found out, when we moved in the basement. Oh, it was awful. And I had to go out and get these little jars of poison to kill them. And you know, everything comes with this tamper-resistant seal on it now. Well, the tamper-resistant seal had been broken. I didn't know whether or not to buy the poison.
Could have been poison.
It's such a weird world. Someone could have slipped some aspirin in there.
Yes. Are you good at doing a house? You know?
I tried.
Yeah.
No one should let me.
Why?
I shouldn't have been allowed, because I'm a stand-up comedian. I've been
Yeah.
living in motels on the road for 6 years. What do I know? My living room, I have 2 double beds in it. I've nailed my lamp to my dresser.
Your pictures obviously are permanent on the wall.
Yes, but you know what? I never knew how high to hang a picture. Every time I hung a picture, it didn't look right. So I asked someone who worked in a gallery, and she said, eye level. Well, my husband is 6'2". I'm 5'6". We have 2 hooks depending on who's home.
Yes. So you do.
And you know what else I never knew? Whether or not to put a fuzzy thing on my toilet seat.
A fuzzy thing?
Yeah, because I don't know if it's classy or not. I know I want to meet whoever invented it. I really want to see. Who do you think looked at a toilet and thought, needs a hat?
Yeah, that person's got, something going on in
Why
there.
stop there? Get it shoes.
Yeah. So things are going well, though, huh?
Yeah, they're going great.
And you got your special coming up in,
Yes, well, we're filming it in June, and we think it's airing in October. So I'm real excited about that.
Yeah, well, you're a very funny young lady.
Thank you.
Yeah. Are you funny? You get this thing, are you funny around the house? Do they ask your husband that dumb question?
Well, my husband's, I laugh at him.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I mean, we've been married 2 years now. I was so lucky to meet him. I was really struggling out there. I'm sorry. Really, before him, I'd never fallen in love.
Yeah?
I'd stepped in it a few times.
Haven't we all? Yeah. We'll be back. Stay where you are. Thank you both for being here tonight. You were very funny. Good luck on the special.
Thank you.
And Judd, we'll see you soon. Good luck.
Thank you.
Out on the town. Next week, John Larroquette will be here, Joe Piscopo, Tony Randall, Lee Volman, the Dirty Dozen Brass Band, and some really big frogs. Now, I suppose a lot of you have seen this in the papers today. It's also been on the news. As you know, Axel, the performing parakeet, was our first guest last night until his owner, college roommate in a hotel room, rolled over in bed and crushed him. Now, we had Axel's audition tape last night, but we decided not to play it because the owner, frankly, David Cota, was still in mourning. Today we found out the mourning period for a parakeet is 1 day. So tonight we're able to show you the audition tape. Would you watch the monitors, please?
Roll over. That's good. Come here. Stay.
9.
Turn around. Turn around. Stay there. Axel, roll over. Come here. Come here. Come here.
Okay.
Stay there. Put the cup in here. Good. Come here, Axel. Stay. Stay. Get up, honey. Come here.
Axel the parakeet. We'll miss him. If only his roommate had. I'm humbled by that applause.